Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another tutorial. In today's video I'll be showing you guys how to draft the pattern for this wrapped cropped blazer with cutout back design. Now if this sounds good to you and it's something you're interested in, then please watch the end of this video, and also don't forget to give me a giant thumbs up for this video. And if you are new to my channel, please go ahead and click on the subscribe button. Also don't forget to share this video to your friends. With that being said, let's get right into this video. So we have the front bodice pattern on paper right here, and I also went ahead to place some measurements, as you can see. And then from the shoulder line I came up by 6 inches. I left space of 6 inches before I started my measurements. We're going to be working on that much later. Then from the shoulder line to the length of this is going to be 17 inches. Remember, it's a cropped blazer. And then for the shoulder I came out 7 inches on the shoulder line for half of the shoulder, and then I also came down 10 inches for shoulder to bust point. Then I also transferred the shoulder measurement to the bust point line like so, and then I connected the points together on a straight line. Then after doing that, I went ahead to use 3.25 inches for both the depth and the width of this neckline, and I connected the points together using my curved ruler. You can also decide to use 3 by 3 inches for your neck measurement. That is also fine. Now on the shoulder line, I'm going to be coming down 1 inch for the shoulder slope, and then I'll slant it back into the neckline, as you can see. Now from the shoulder slope I'm going to be coming down by 7 inches for the chest line. Now after doing that, between the shoulder slope and the chest line is 7 inches. I'm going to be taking the midpoint of that, which is 3.5 inches. I'm going to be coming out 0.5 from that point, and then placing the circumference of my bust divided by 4, then plus 0.5 for ease. And then on that point you also come down 0.5 again, and then you connect it back to the shoulder slope to form the armhole for this blazer. To complete the side seam, I'm going to be placing the circumference of the waist divided by 4 plus 1 inch of that, and then I'll complete the side seam like that. And then on the center front line, I'm going to be coming out 3.5 inches on the bust line and also on the waistline. Then I'll come out half an inch on both sides on the waistline and connect straight to the bust points to form the waist darts. Now we are going to be altering the shape of this waistline because of the design of the blazer. So at the side seam on the waistline, I'm going to be going up by 1 inch. Now it depends on how opened you want this to be according to the design or according to your taste. You can come up higher than that, but for this tutorial I'm going to be coming up 1 inch. And then at the center front line I'm going to be going up by 3 inches. You can do 4 inches if you want it to be exposing, depends on your taste, but I'm going to be going up by 3 inches like so. Then I'll just go ahead and connect the 2 points together with my ruler. Now the next thing we want to do is to create a French dart at the side of this blazer. So to do that, I'm going to be going over to the new waistline, and then I'll come up by 2.5 inches and I'll just mark it right there. After doing that, I'll just connect straight from that point to the bust point like so. We are going to be closing the waist dart so we can transfer the dart there towards this French dart much later. So what I'm going to be doing now is to take my tracing wheel so I can trace everything I have here on this paper onto the other side of the paper so we can have a full scale pattern. So as you can see, I'm going to be transferring every single detail on this paper to the other side of the paper. Every single line and curve needs to be transferred to the other side of the paper so we can have a full scale pattern, just like I said, before we can start working on this particular blazer pattern. And the reason why we are doing this is because this particular blazer we are working on is a crisscross or wrapped blazer. Now after I'm done doing that, I'm just going to spread this paper like so, and then I will go ahead and draw all the respective lines that I've traced. I'll start by drawing the center line, as you can see, and then I'll go ahead and redraw all the lines that I traced from the other side. And please guys, if you find this video helpful as you are watching, please don't forget to give me a giant thumbs up and also share this video to your friends. And if you're new to my channel but you are here watching this video and you like what you're seeing, please don't forget to click on the subscribe button and join the family. Thank you very much. So I'm just going to go ahead and trace the neckline and also the shoulder slope for this other side. Now that we have the full scale pattern, we are going to be working on it now. So the next thing I'm going to do is go over to the center line right there and come up by 1 inch. Then I'll go to the high shoulder point like so, and then come out by 0.5 inch from that shoulder point. I'll come out by 0.5 inch, and then I'll go to the armhole, the underarm, and come down by half an inch. So I'll mark that, and after I'm done doing that, I'm just going to connect these 3 points together with my ruler. So I'm going to be connecting from the underarm, and then I'll connect it towards the center line at the neck area, and then from the center line I'll just connect upwards. Now that we've drawn the diagonal line, it's time to draw the shape of our lapel. So I'm going to go over to that point there, and I'm going to be going out by 1.5 inches. So I'll go ahead and mark that right there. Now I'm just going to be marking the 1.5 inches downwards to about 2 inch or 2.5 inches mark. I want to use that as reference so that my measurements can be parallel. Now from the 1.5 inches that I marked before, I'm going to be coming down by 2.5 inches. I just want to make sure that what I have there is 1.5 for the width. Then I'll just mark it down. From that point to the next point I'm marking is 2.5 inches, or whatever length you want for the length of your lapel. So from the armhole, I'm going to be coming down by 3.25 inches. I want to use that as a reference for drawing my lapel. I don't want it to be too high. I don't want it to be higher than what I've marked at the armhole. I hope you understand. Now I'm going to be drawing the second half of the lapel using what I marked at the armhole as reference. So I'm coming out by 2.5 inches as well. Then I'll just connect the second part of the lapel like so. Now after I'm done doing that, the next thing for me to do will be to complete the shape of this lapel. So I'm going to be connecting it from the leg of that lapel towards the half an inch at the underarm that I drew previously. So I'm going to be using my curved ruler to kind of just draw out the shape that I want. You can decide on the shape you want for your lapel. Totally depends on your preference. So I'll just go ahead and use this curved ruler to draw the shape I want. Now the next thing that I will just do is use marker to further highlight all the lines that I've drawn before for better visibility. So that's just what I'm doing right now, so you guys can see it very well. I really don't want this video to be unnecessarily long. That's why it's kind of fast. So bear with me, guys. Now after I'm done doing that, the next thing I'm going to do is to fold this diagonal line so we can trace the lapel here to the other side of the paper. So I'll just go ahead and fold this paper into like so diagonally, and then I'll go ahead and trace the lapel onto the other side of the paper like so using my tracing wheel. So after I'm done tracing, I'm going to open up the paper like so, and then go ahead and also use marker to draw the other side of the traced lapel like so. So we can have two mirror images of this lapel shape. The next thing for us to do now is to draw the collar for this blazer. In order for us to do that, I'm going to bring the back pattern forward and measure what I have at the neck area for the back pattern, and I have about 4 inches here. So I'm going to be transferring these 4 inches to the front neckline. So I'll go over to the high shoulder point for the front like so, and then place the 4 inches that I got from the back. I'll be placing it on that line like so. So I'm going to be drawing a slanted line to indicate the back neckline that I transferred there. So I'm going to be cancelling the other diagonal line we drew previously. We do not need that for this measurement. For the width of the collar, I'm going to be coming out by 2.75 inches. You can do 3 inches or 2.5 inches, depends on your preference. And after that, I'm just going to be connecting that point together to the slanted line that I drew earlier. And then at the edge of that line, I'm going to be coming out by about 0.25. You can also come out by 0.5 if you want. And then I'll just complete that line right there, and I'll complete it using my marker. Now the next thing you want to figure out is the shape of the neck you want to connect to your lapel. You can do a square shape or a round shape, depends on what you want actually. So I'm going to be going for a round shape for the neck that will connect to the lapel. So I'm just going to be using my curved ruler to draw this new neckline shape that is going to be connecting from the collar to the lapel. So then I will just connect the complete the side of this collar by connecting it straight to the high shoulder point like so with my marker. Then after I'm done doing that, I'll just use my marker to also redraw the shape of this new neckline connecting to the lapel like so. The next thing we are left with is the notched part of this collar. So from the center right there, I'm going to be coming out by 2 inches. I want the length to be 2 inches, and then the angle in which I'm going to be using to measure the 2 inches is going to be about 1 inch, just to use it as reference. So you can just eyeball it before drawing your notched part of this collar. And after doing that, I'll just rule out these 2 inches that I measured from the center, and then I'll go ahead and complete the shape of this collar like so. Now for the collar, you can either cut it in one piece, the top is going to be on fold, or you can cut it into two, then to be having a joining at the top right there. Now the next thing we want to do is to draw the design for the front for this blazer. So from that underarm, I'm going to be coming down by 2 inches. Now this part depends on how exposed you want this to be. According to the design of this blazer, you can make it higher or lower, depends on how exposing you want it to be, but I came down by 2 inches. Now from that point, I'm just going to be using my free hand to connect to the center line so I can have the design, which is also acting as the new waistline. So after I'm done doing that, I'll just go ahead and use my ruler and marker to further highlight the new waistline or the new design like so. The next thing I'm going to be doing is to close up the waist dart so I can open up the French dart at the side. So I'm just slashing through the waist dart like so, and I'm going to be applying my liquid gum. Then I'll close it up and open up the French dart at the sides like so. So as I'm slashing through the French dart line, I'm going to be closing up the waist dart. By doing so, you can see that the dart has already been transferred to the side to form the French dart. Now after I'm done doing that, I'm going to be cutting another piece of paper that I'm going to be placing underneath this paper, so I'll be able to through the lines or to through the dart leg. And to do that, I'm just going to be applying this liquid gum to the other side of this paper like so, so I can attach the other piece on top of it. By doing this, I'll be able to fold in my darts and get the correct dart leg, so the dart legs will be equal when I'm sewing on fabric. I hope you understand. Now after folding this paper, then I'll be able to cut the excess side seam like so, and I'll also be cutting the excess paper along the lapel border. Now because we closed the waist dart, this line is no longer the way we drew it before, so I will have to redraw this line or through this line. So that's just what I did, and then I'll be going over there and also repeating the same process I did for this side. I will close the waist dart and open up the French dart at the sides, just the same thing I did for this side, guys. Then I'll also be redrawing the line at that side. Just watch what I'm doing. So now I'm just going to be cutting off the excess paper that I do not want. Now for the little dart opening over there, I'm also going to be applying liquid gum to that area and also attaching a little piece of paper on top of it, so I'll be able to close the dart and get the dart leg. So that's just what I'm doing. I'm going to be closing that dart along with the new paper underneath it. Then I'll be cutting it so I can get the correct and accurate equal dart leg. So I just continue cutting around the borders of the armhole and also cut out the neckline and also the collar. Now what I'm just doing here is using my tracing wheel to kind of trace that center, so I'll be able to fold it. As you can see, it's very easy for me to fold because I use tracing wheel for that center. And here is the collar. Now because this is a wrap blazer, I will be having two pieces to complete the front. I already went ahead to cut the other side of this outfit off camera, as you can see, and I'm going to be cutting open the lapel for this side. As you can see, you cut the lapel open, but I'm not going to be cutting it all the way. I'm going to leave a little space at the neck area, so just like that, so that I'll be able to pass the other side of this blazer through it. As you can see, because the lapels are on top of one another, that is how the style is. So that's why I opened up this lapel to be able to pass this other side through it. And then you just go ahead and close the French dart at the sides like so. Now we move to the back pattern, and for the back pattern at the side seam, I'm going to be coming up by about 7 inches, because the side seam of the front is also 7 inches and they have to match together. And I'm going to be using the shoulder to bust line as reference when I'm marking how opened I want this back to be. Now it depends on your preference. Actually, you can go lower than this if you want your back to be very exposed, but this is what I want mine to be. So I'm just going to use my curved part of the ruler to connect from the 7 inches at the side seam to the center back. Now for the neck measurement for the back, I came out 3.25 inches for the width and then 1.25 inches for the depth of the neck for the back. Now for the cutout design at the back, I came down half an inch at the underarm area, and then I also came down 2 inches from the neck measurement like so, and then I used my pattern master to connect the line to draw the cutout design for the upper part of the back. Now this also depends on your preference. You can make it rounder than what I drew here, or it depends on just what you want. Your preference really matters, and you can just be creative with what you want the back to look like. So now for the button extension, you can either come out 1 inch for the button extension as always or as normal, or you can extend it out. So I came out by 4 inches for the button extension and the buttonhole extension. So you're going to be folding in the excess by the time you wear this blazer. So I'm just indicating where you can place your buttonholes and your buttons. Depends on what you want. You can just be creative with this. So that's just what I did there. Now after I'm done doing that, I'm just going to go ahead and cut out this back pattern. Now to assemble all the patterns, you're going to be folding the button extension at the back, the 4 inch. You fold it in, and then you place the side seam of the back with the side seam of the front. You make sure they are aligned together. That's after closing the dart at the front, and then the upper part you also be aligning that together to the front part after closing it at the side seam and also at the shoulders, and then you close the center back right there after adding your sewing allowance, of course. And then this is how you're going to assemble the whole pattern together. So you're going to be wearing this blazer from the back. So you're going to be wearing this blazer from the back through the buttons, because the front is going to be closed or stitched down. So there's no opening at the front, only at the back. I hope you understand. So after stitching at the shoulders and at the side seam as usual, then you go ahead to also add in your collar to complete the look. And for the collar, you can either have it in 2 pieces, that is, it's going to be having a joining at the center back, or you can have it as one piece. You cut it on fold, so you have one piece. Then you fix it where it's meant to be. Now, on that note, guys, we've come to the end of today's pattern drafting tutorial. I hope you enjoyed today's video and you learned one or two things from today's video. If you found my video really helpful, please don't forget to give me a giant thumbs up and share my video to your friends. And also, if you're new to my channel, you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and do that. And also don't forget to turn on your notification bell to get notified of my latest uploads. So till I see you guys in my next video, bye.